Hey guys, welcome to Beware the Awakening to get Angry Baton featuring our Gyarados EX from SV1 with a Tyrannical Tail attack, hitting 180 damage for 3 water and 2 colorless, plus 180 more if your opponent's active Pokemon already has any damage counters on it. So I'm playing this card with the new Heavy Baton tool card from Temporal Force, which is simulated here in expanded format by the old Wishful Baton from Sun and Moon. So Heavy Baton only works on a Pokemon that has a retreat cost of exactly 4, and if that Pokemon with this tool card attached is knocked out in the active spot by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, you may move up to 3 basic energy from that Pokemon to your bench Pokemon in any way you like. We have our Palkia VSTAR to charge up our first Gyarados with Star Portal and Double Turbo, which then allows us to move 3 basic water from our Gyarados EX onto our bench Magikarp when it gets knocked out in the active spot with Heavy Baton attached. To help our Gyarados do the bonus damage with his Tyrannical Tail, we have one Hawlucha for the ping with his Flying Entry ability, one Elekid to get some early damage in the game for 0 energy with Crackling Shot, allowing us to transfer those damage onto the right Pokemon later on in the game with our Radiant Alakazam. We also have 2 Calamitous Snow Mountain and 1 Rocky Helmet for the extra punishment, 2 Bibarel for the draw support with 2 Iono, 1 Irida and 1 Arven for the search, 1 𝑧�𝒂𝒏 EX with 4 Ultra Ball, 1 Zenith's Resolve and 1 Explorer's Guidance to help us discard our water energies for us to play Star Portal. Finally, with 1 Boss Search Power Play, 1 Penny to remove our 𝑧�𝒂𝒏 from play or to recycle Hawlucha's ability, 1 Switch, 1 Rod, 3 Double Turbo with 1 Energy Lotto, 1 Earthen Vessel and 10 basic water energies. We also have an alternate list that replaces the Elekid for a Dondozo from Paradox Rift with the supplemental Swallow Up attack, looking at the top 5 cards of your deck and attaching any number of basic energy you find there onto this Pokemon. This attack combos really well with our Heavy Baton and the new Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking, which allows us to search our deck for any 2 cards and put them at the top of our deck, basically guaranteeing us at least 2 energy attachment with our Swallow Up. So that's all for the deck list. Now let's go for some gameplay and see how well this deck works. Okay, let's go for our first game with Angry Baton. So we had to play this deck in Expanded just because some cards aren't released for Standard yet. We have Heavy Baton, Explorer's Guidance, and Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking, all for Temporal Force, which is going to get released in a couple weeks. So we're basically testing out this deck in Expanded just to see how well it does prior to Temporal Force being released. We have our Wishful Baton to replace for Heavy Baton, 1 Hiker to replace for Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking, and 1 Professor's Research to replace for Explorer's Guidance. You can also replace Explorer's Guidance with a Hapu, but I just prefer to play Research just because it's quite easy for new cards to show up early. Hapu from Sun and Moon is not really a popular card in Expanded as well, so that's my reasoning. For the Research, we have 𝑧�𝒂𝒏 to help us discard water energy as well, and also for the early draw. So first game, we're up against Rayquaza VMAX. They got a box here with Rapid Strike, Zeraora, and 𝑽𝒂𝒂𝒏 for the item lock, and even a Flying Pikachu VMAX to wall against basic Pokemons. So we are playing evolutions, we shouldn't be too worried about a Flying Pikachu, but we have a lot of item cards though, since we are playing Arven, Irida, to search for those items as well. I feel like the item lock is going to be very scary for this matchup. Rayquaza is doing a 1-hit knockout as well against Gyarados or Palkia, so we should be extra careful. But since they're doing a VMAX, we should be having the advantage here. So anyways, they have Flaffy for the energy acceleration, Azure Pulse to help them draw cards, and also to discard their lightning energy for them to play Dynamotor. Pretty standard for an expanded deck. They do have a lot of different secondary attackers though, in addition to the Rayquaza. I haven't benched the Rayquaza yet, but they could do it on their first turn. They're actually going second for this game, so they could also play Radiant Eternatus to summon 2 VMAXs in a row with a Quick Ball. Quick Ball is actually allowed in Expanded. We are playing Expanded, so they are ending their turn though if they play the Radiant ability, so that's important to note. But on the next turn, they get to play Azure Pulse twice in a row with the double VMAX summon on the last turn. So that's the advantage of Climactic Gate, which is a very cool ability from Crown Zenith. Pretty old card though, so it's not getting rotated, but a lot of VMAXs are. But at least we have them V-Stars, so can't complain. They're all staying in standard post-rotation though, so that's pretty neat. I'm hoping they come up with new stuff for Scarlet and Violet that resembles the V-Star power or the GX attack back in Sun and Moon. You know, something groundbreaking that you only get to use once per game. That would be so cool. But anyways, back to the game. We have our Hiker in our hand right now to substitute for Cypher Maniac, which is not really, it doesn't really do justice to the new supporter, because Hiker is almost like a half disruption as well. You actually get to choose either player, whether you or your opponent, then look at the top 5 cards of that player's deck, put any one card from that top 5 at the top of their deck, basically arranging the deck in a certain fashion. You only get to put one card though at the top 5 cards, which is definitely a step down from Cypher Maniac, but is the closest thing that I can find for expanded that sort of resembles Cypher Maniac's code breaking in a way of the arrangement, something like Rotom Phone for a supporter, except you get to choose your opponent's deck as well. So unfortunately we didn't get our Bibarel or the VSTAR, and we can't really search for the stadium with Rule the Region. If we do that, we're going to shuffle the deck and then we won't get the Iono anymore, because we actually had the Iono at the top right now thanks to Hiker. So we're forced to just pause the turn doing nothing. It's actually pretty bizarre that we're not getting stuff. Since we're playing expanded, it's kind of a different sort of consistency game. We have to play a different deck list, but we're trying to keep as close to standard as possible, just because I want to make this a standard deck, you know. I want to make this list as standard, as close to standard, so that we actually get to play this once the card releases. If we had Cypher Maniac, it would be sort of the same thing. We would get stuck for one turn, I guess. It's just unlucky that we got that supporter as our first one. We have one Arven, one Irida, one Xenia's Resolve, one Explorer's Guidance or Research, 2 Iono to help us draw cards with 4 Ultra Ball and 1 Aroma to get the Bibarel. So I don't think it should be that unlikely for us to get stuck on our second turn, although this is expanded though. It's a completely different game. You know, there's the Denning GX, there's Crobat V, there's Eldegoss V, all of those old V cards that allows you to draw instantly by simply benching those cards, which is kind of ridiculous. And we're not playing those cards for this list. But anyways, enough with the excuses. Let's just draw cards with Bibarel, trying to dig for that baton, but not even getting the Arven is just depressing, or even a supporter card. We didn't get Xenia's Resolve. Irida got priced, so that's fine. Irida's not gonna get us a tool card anyways. Let's just hope they don't do a boss. If they do a boss on the Gyarados, we got no baton, and that means, you know, all 5 energy gone. We even have a turbo on it. I'm not sure if they can actually KO the Gyarados with one hit though, because Rayquaza needs 4 discards. They may have Rose though, or they may have, if they play Rose, they can play Boss, obviously. They could do Cross Switcher, but what are the odds that they would get those 2 items in their hand with nothing but Azure Pulse? But they got the Dene though, and also Counter Catcher actually works on the Gyarados. If they play Flaffy on the right Pokemon, if they attack with Vikavolt for example, 190 damage is actually enough to take us out with Super Zap Cannon. So I'm actually pretty scared right now. Let's just hope they don't do the boss. Fingers crossed they don't take out our Gyarados before we get to play Tyrannical Tail. Pretty pleased, because if we don't play the Star Portal on the last turn though, I don't think we could have done it anytime soon. We haven't benched the second Palkia, and if we do it right now, it would be a bit too late, since you're just gonna play another boss before we even get to evolve to play its V-Star power. Anyways, I think I'm just gonna end the voiceover right here because focus on the game. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Today we have for you our Terra Gyarados EX with the new Heavy Baton combo, moving up to 3 basic energy from our Gyarados EX, which has a retreat cost of exactly 4, onto our bench Magikarp when it gets knocked out in the active spot by damage from an attack. With our Palkia VSTAR for the initial charge, satisfying the attack cost for our first Tyrannical Tail, 1 Hawlucha, 2 Calamitous Snowy Mountain, 1 Rocky Helmet, 1 Elekid, and 1 Radiant Alakazam to help us place damage counters on our opponent's Pokemon, helping us satisfy the condition for our Gyarados to do the bonus damage. So that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Have a great day, and bye for now, people! Enjoy life!